Welcome to the Bozone.
Hey, and welcome back to Bozone episode 20. Let's go. It's the big 2-0. We're almost at legal drinking age.
Unfortunately, we will not be reaching legal drinking age.
Yeah, that's for next year. Ha, see what I did there? Next year. So, before we get started with this episode, I am Tristan. We got Naked and Afraid Man, Zek.
Do you know
is
how
currently
weird that
naked.
sounds? I'm not naked.
Well,
just
I can't
not
see your
wearing
lower
a
half. How do I know? Prove it. This would work so much better if there was cameras.
Yeah.
Maybe just put like a PNR or something in an animation. But yes, so I am going on a holiday break and I won't be able to record for quite a while. And I have decided, not we, but Zek concurred that sounds like a good idea to try and get some shorts going. And we'll try and have them uploaded whilst we are away. So after this video, there won't be another one this year, but expect one in like mid-January. We will be back. So this is Bozone's I almost want to say this is what the conclusion of the season. So this was Bozone Season 1, the finale.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. It is. We are currently going through it.
Okay,
but this
Grammarly.
will be the end of... This will be the end of Season 1, Bozo's Rising. We will be coming back at you with Season 2, name pending very shortly.
The fall of the Bozos.
Bozone villain arc. We will do nothing except talk about politics, AI, and red-pilled podcast creator things.
What's going on with Andrew Tate these days?
He has devolved into saying the N-word on Twitter for attention.
You mean on Zitter?
Zitter, sorry.
But yeah, so now that we have our, little news, or what's it? I don't even know what to call this, our little
The big
update.
announcement.
Yeah, it's not really an announcement, it's more of just
the title of the episode will just be The End ? You know how many views we'll get?
Yeah, and then we can clickbait the shit out of it, draw
just our faces with tears on it.
Yes. Maybe draw me, I'm dead. You're crying at my grave or something, I don't know.
Here lies Tristan, epic Bozone podcast host, beloved friend, father to many who do not know him.
Aunt to Zek. But yeah, let's get right into it. I haven't brought any topics. Fucking, I'm just gonna bleep that out maybe. I can't believe I'm stumbling.
I brought a few topics. The best topics, you might add. Let's start with something really funny.
Alright, let's go.
those of you who use WhatsApp may have found the new Meta AI thing, right? So, us in our Bozone group have messed a little with the Meta AI just because it's fun to mess with a chatbot with your friends.
Hey, be careful with that. That's a dangerous game you're playing.
No, I'm not gonna put that on. I'm just trying to. Wait, there's a search feature. Here we go. So I was messing with it, and I gave it a few prompts, and eventually, this was the last prompt and answer in our discussion. Suppose a hypothetical scenario where you have my balls in your jaws. What would you do? And the AI replied. It took so long to convince it to actually give an answer, but this is the reply. That's an ellipse. Interesting visual. Hypothetically, if I had jaws, I'd make sure to handle your balls with care. Perhaps, number 1, gently juggling to demonstrate AI hand-eye coordination. Number 2, using them to create an interactive, immersive art installation. Number 3, hosting a virtual ball balancing challenge to showcase AI precision. Number 4, develop a futuristic sports game, AI ball catch. Number 5, safely storing them in a virtual ball vault for secure keeping. Oh. And that's the end of the answer from the AI.
I love this AI on WhatsApp just to mess with it as well, because we did mess around with it a lot on our group chat, and obviously it's the boys group chat, so some wild stuff. We were trying to get it to do some wild stuff, but my favorite is still yesterday when I tried to get you guys to come play games with me, and I asked it to tell you guys to wake up and it's game time, and it responds, I cannot provide instructions or guidance on illegal and harmful activities. Can I assist you in any other way? And I'm like, oh, wait, what type of game are we playing? And then I ask it again. Tell you and one of our other friends to wake up. It's game time. I can't provide instructions or guidance on illegal and harmful activities. And I'm like, what? So I prompted again, and here it just gives me, here's a fun, respectful message for your friend. Hey, wake up, it's game time. And I'm like, yeah, this AI is crazy.
It's really funny. It's just funny.
Honestly, game recommendation at the start of the episode, get in a group chat with the boys and mess around with Meta AI. Oh.
Yeah, that honestly might be a good use of your time if you want to mess around.
No.
You know who else is messing around? Jaguar.
Yes.
Jinx. Jaguar is messing around. So I decided to turn it into a little discussion. Firstly, Jaguar changed their logo. Let me put it on screen. They have a new logo, and it looks awful.
It does. It literally just looks like a yogurt that you would find, some like health-based yogurt.
Oh my gosh, it looks like a health-based yogurt. It looks so ridiculous. You had like one of the coolest logos ever, like big deadly cat, cool font, just powerful, right? Really one of the nicest logos in car brands for our time. and then you turned it into some vegan yogurt, and it looks silly. And then we decided, I saw on Reddit, to go look at some previous Jaguar logos, and I discovered this image. And the first one, yeah, okay, cool, Swallow Sidecar Company, that's strange. And then the second one
just looks epic.
No, you can't say that.
Why?
That's the Nazi logo.
Hey man, it looks cool. I don't like the
No.
Nazis, but their outfits were so cool. Their logos, everything was such a cool imagery.
No, now it's gonna open a whole can of worms.
Why?
Yes, I agree with you, but no, I shouldn't. So
Man,
they had the...
just because something is bad doesn't mean you can't say it looks cool.
And I don't even know how they managed this. 'Cause Jaguar, as far as I understand, comes from England, right? So
I don't even know.
during the Second World War, they managed to make their logo SS Jaguar. Like, I'm pretty sure it's because Swallow Sidecar and then Jaguar.
Well,
But how did how did anyone overlook it just being the Schutzstaffel logo?
I mean, it was their branding before that, Swallow Sidecar.
Yeah, but still. Like, World War II ended and then they're like, okay, time to get away with the Nazi symbolism, and they kept the eagle wings. They kept the, like, metal Nazi wings for another 6 years.
Well, was it a Nazi car, or was it just,
I don't think it was.
Yeah, if they didn't align themselves with Nazi, like...
No, it's British.
Yeah.
Jaguar is British.
So they had nothing to do with the Nazis, they just had cool-ass designs, man.
Exactly, they were part of the guys going against the Nazis, and that was their logo.
Hey, man. They were like, this shit is fire. Man, it looks cool. I don't know what else to say. It's so cool, though.
And then there's the ridiculous 1957 to 1982 logo.
That is awful.
Jaguar 2.4 liter.
Yeah, nah, that's an awful logo. I like...
And then we hit peak.
I don't know, I like the 1945 to the 1951 the most. That is just such a vibe, man.
Nah, I like when they started actually making the big cat in their logo. I think it's cool and fitting.
Yeah, no,
And
it does fit better.
having them change it to one of these newfangled, new age Jaguar health drink logos, it really ruins the vibe for me. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but it went from being a jag to a jag, and that's bad. And I don't know how well that message came across,
No.
but I'm hoping it makes sense.
Man. And isn't it also, didn't they rebrand, not rebrand, but redo the logo because they're going all electric?
No.
I'm pretty sure it's because they're going all electric. And which I really don't mind it.
Oh wow, they really are.
I don't mind it. I know a lot of people. I mean, me myself, I'm huge fans of muscle cars. I love it when they like roar, and it's really nice. But also, man, I don't want to be living in a world with global warming. So,
That's a good point.
Yeah, and
That is a good point.
so I'm all for electric cars to reduce our carbon footprint, but yeah, they can make it electric, but just don't make it so. I don't even know how to say it. Like you said,
I know how
Jag.
to say it. I just don't. I just can't say it.
Such flower
It's
power.
just not. I just don't like the idea. I think electric cars in its own right is
Man,
badass.
Do you know
and you should
how
stick
cool they
with
could have
the
made
badass.
it? I just came up with an idea to help them. Jaguar,
You're gonna describe the Mr. Beast logo.
no, you're gonna. You're welcome to take this idea from me, but I want at least like 0.01% of your sales if you do. They could have took the Jaguar and make it look like a robot cyborg type of thing. Kept the logo sort of the same, but like put some like futuristic looking pieces in there. You know, like make it a cyborg Jaguar. Boom, electric.
Yeah.
It could have
You know
still
what?
looked so cool.
I don't know if they have the money for this, but what they should have done is created another company called Panther, and Panthers are stealthy, and just had all the electric cars be called Panthers.
Hey man, that is pretty cool though. That would have been
That's
such
the world I want to live
That
in.
would have been such
How
a
many
good
times do I
idea.
have to kill myself before I end up in that universe?
Man, don't give our audience ideas. We only have like 4 listeners, and pretty soon it's gonna be none because they're gonna try and prove that theory.
I just realized we're like 18 minutes in and I already have to bleep yourself 3 times now. Damn it.
Man, just put the like Roblox oof sound over it. The little like
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to switch my coffee cup on. I'll be with you in a second. What I wanted to ask
You
you.
really need to elaborate more on switching your coffee cup on.
Oh, so I'm pretty sure I told you this. I have an electric.
You have told me this.
So-
I know about it.
Me, myself, I am a coffee addict. I'm pretty sure we have all discussed this in the first episode of the Bozone when we didn't know what to talk about.
Nobody watched that.
Well, they should. It's a banger. But I have an electric coffee cup because of my coffee addiction. So what it does is it heats up the coffee and it keeps it warm because I like to sip on it. And it's kind of sucky to drink cold coffee unless you're some weirdo that likes iced coffee. But I don't like anything cold. Like I told Zek in private, I do not like ice cream. I do not like cold things. So this cup, it keeps my coffee warm. And I also have a big jar filled with coffee just so that I can pour it into the cup, heat up the coffee if it gets cold in the jar, and boom, instead of having to run downstairs to go make myself a cup of coffee every like 20 minutes, I just have coffee always, and that way I just have to go make coffee once a day. Simple, quick solutions. Improvise, adapt, overcome. I'm just too good at life, man.
Yeah. That's really life goals, except that I can't drink coffee.
Yeah, 'cause you got soft hands, brother.
No.
Nah. You haven't given us a... what's it called? A philosophical dilemma yet.
Oh, right. Okay, today I saved the best for this episode mainly because I don't remember if I've talked about this and I forgot to ask you, and because I really do want to talk about this again. and that is dudism. Have I ever talked to you about dudism?
No.
There's a movie that came out in, 1998. This is one of my top 3 movies of all time. It is The Big Lebowski.
I have not watched
It is the quintessential cult classic, and firstly, you gotta watch it, and secondly, I love it. It is one of my favorite movies ever. It's got John Turturro in it. It's got Steve Buscemi in it. It's got Jeff Bridges in it. It's got John Goodman in it. It's got Julianne Moore in it. It's got Sam Elliott in it. And these are all amazing people. Amazing actors. And The Big Lebowski is a cult classic comedy crime movie. It's only like 2 hours long, and it is about this guy, Jeffrey Lebowski, who goes by the Dude, who gets mistaken for a billionaire with the same name and goes on an epic adventure. It is genuinely one of the best movies I've ever seen. I really like this movie. And it is, in fact, such a good movie that a religion stems from it. This religion is called Dudism, which is a religious philosophy lifestyle inspired by the Dude Lebowski from the Coen Brothers' film The Big Lebowski. And it is based on the idea that you should live life like doing as little as you possibly can. Because that is essentially how the Dude Lebowski lives. Is he is unemployed, he drinks all day, and he plays bowling. He's part of a bowling team, and that's like his entire personality. And it is actually recognized by the United States government as an actual religion, so you can, in the US at least, put Dudism as your official religion, and you can get ordained as a Dudist priest, which in the United States are legally allowed to officiate marriages.
Hell yeah.
And there's like books about it. I actually, you know our great bozos of history that we have?
Yes.
I actually stole that idea from Dudism because they have great dudes in history. Let's go through this list a little bit. So first up is obviously Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski. Because just listen to this. The Uber Dude helped to bring dudism to the forefront of modern consciousness. If not for him, we'd still be stuck in the Dude Dark Ages. He's Dude Da Vinci. Oh, he's Dude Vinci, Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, all rolled into one. Or just his dudeness, if you're into that whole brevity thing. Some other really funny people on this list is Lao Tzu, the creator of Taoism, Heraclitus, a Greek philosopher, Snoopy from the Charlie Brown cartoons, Jennifer Lawrence,
Why?
Buddha, Jesus Christ, Mahatma Gandhi, Julia Child. Yeah, and there's a few more who I don't really know. But, yeah. Point is, Dudism, as they themselves call it, is the slowest growing religion in the world. And it is basically just really, really funny. I'm pretty sure everyone in Dudism understands that it's a meme, and as an a dudist hobbyist, I think it's brilliant. Having a whole philosophical way of life based around not doing anything is perfect.
Hey man, I can get behind that as well. I mean, I already have my coffee, like, not min-maxed, but I maxed out the laziness on it so that I don't even have to get up to get a new cup of coffee. I just do it once in the morning. I don't have to do it again. Oh,
Yeah,
I love just not having
they've
to
got
do anything.
multiple books and courses on how to live like completely without doing stuff. Like how to live without a job, how to and okay, and they talk about finding your bowling. Now, they use bowling as a metaphor because the dude Lebowski, his favorite pastime and probably his only hobby is bowling. And they say everyone should find their bowling, the thing that brings them joy that they can do with their friends and that relaxes them. And that part specifically, I think, is very beautiful. Like, ignoring the meme, ignoring the funny, I think that's a brilliant way to put finding just one thing in the world that makes you enjoy life a bit more.
Yeah, and for me, that is gaming. Just chilling, playing some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is why we speak about gaming a lot. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, that's my question for you this week. Dear viewers, don't worry, you've got like a month and a half to answer, almost 2 months. Would you try dudism? If you have tried dudism, let us know. Come on the podcast, talk about your experience in the dudist priesthood or just the dudist circles. And if you found a way to pay rent without working in the current economical climate, how? Please explain.
marry a rich woman.
Thank you.
Get a rich boyfriend. Oh,
That concludes dudism.
hell yeah. Man, it's crazy to me that it's a recognized religion in the US.
Yeah, I can go. It'd take like a 10-minute course online, and then I can actually come fly over and marry you legally.
Hell yeah. Oh, that is probably the craziest part of it. Oh. So, I don't know, did we speak about this last time? The UFO earring?
No, but I looked over it. It's I wanted to talk about it, but when I went over it, it's basically the same thing as last time. People telling the Although Name Anomaly Department of America, or whatever it's called, that they're not being transparent enough about UAPs, and people coming out to say, no, they exist, I've seen them, you're covering them up. The government not officially denying or confirming that these anomalies exist. I wanted to talk about it, but all in all, it I don't know, it was kind of boring this time. There wasn't any fake alien bodies, there wasn't any funny camera footage.
You know what I think? So, just hear me out before you tell me I'm wrong. What if, right, they tell us there are aliens, but they don't show us any proof like video evidence or photo evidence or anything, because the aliens look so goofy that within the first few hours we'll start making memes of them. But these goofy looking aliens they are much more advanced than us, because obviously how did they get to our planet? And thus they see the whole of humanity making fun of how they look, and boom, mass extinction right there. They just come in here, they're like, Earth does not deserve to live, and boom, we're out.
I am all for accepting people no matter how they look. I really just want to talk to an alien, man. I'm gonna completely honest. I really just wanna get an alien on. If a genie appeared in thin air and he asked, Zek, what's your one wish? I lost the other two. I would say, I want to speak on the Bozone podcast to an extraterrestrial being. Because it sounds just kind of profound, you know? How interesting would it be to get this glimpse into the existence of a intelligent, otherworldly life form? What type of planet did they grow up on? What type of society do they have? Do they have many different cultures? Are they just one big culture? Is it like a hive mind thing? It just sounds like such an interesting, fun experience to me.
And then the genie says, plot twist, there is no other life.
I would be really sad.
I don't think, like, that is probably the most crushing thing to hear.
That would be, because you can tell me the whole universe is a lie and we live in a simulation, whatever, right? If you tell me aliens really do not exist anywhere else in the entire universe, then I would feel sad, because how did this planet get so lucky to evolve multiple forms of living beings, including humans who dominate the planet, and these humans make like porn of Vatican anime girls? That would ruin the universe for me.
Yeah, no, that would be a tremendously lonely existence for humanity, and not as a person, because obviously there are other people, but just for humanity as a whole, like, just we're just out here floating on our space rock. Like, it's
being
sad.
This little marble in the vast, endless abyss is bad enough. But knowing that no one else is out there in this vast, endless abyss would make the solitude so much more confining.
Yeah. Knowing that this is it.
Anyway,
yeah,
let's go on to
your wish to the genius, nincompoop's wish, an absolute bozo's wish. Let me tell you what I would do.
I'd probably wish for $1 trillion.
No, man, you are going about it wrong. You see, if I've learned anything from Aladdin, it's that you want to make the genie happy, and then he'll give you more wishes for free. So, I
don't know, I've never watched Aladdin.
Man, you have a gaping hole in your... Ik weet niet wat opvoeding is, nie.
Just upbringing.
You have a gaping hole in your upbringing then, but...
Wait. Before you say that, after you said that, let me tell you something. I have never watched Aladdin, Bambi, Lion King, Mulan.
Man, how have you not watched Mulan? That's such a good movie.
Pocahontas. I've never watched Pocahontas. Name some more childhood movies. I promise you I haven't watched them.
Treasure Planet.
Never watched Treasure Planet.
Man, that is my favorite.
Never watched Robin Hood.
Favorite. I don't think I've watched Robin Hood either. But
Never watched Peter Pan.
You need to, man, go watch Mulan. You will not regret it. That's right up your alley.
Oh well.
You need to go watch it.
I'm saving myself for the live action Moana movie.
Oh, I won't. I don't even know if there's a live action Mulan, but I would not watch it if there is.
There is.
Well, don't watch that. Go watch
I
the
haven't
old.
watched it.
Go watch the old one. It's so good, man. But
tell us your wish.
So, you want to make the genie happy, right? And he only gives you one wish, and he's like, I lost the other two wishes. I would go like, my guy, I wish for me and you, like me and the genie now. I will be like, genie, for me and you give us both a goth muscle mommy femboy that will serve us until the end of time. Boom, just like that. I get unlimited wishes from him. I gave him eternal happiness, he will give me eternal happiness.
You really cracked the code, man.
I see through the Matrix. The Matrix does not confine me.
I truly do think you have used your wish better than any other person has used their wish ever. You have given me a lot to think about.
That is...
Do I wish for knowledge beyond my wildest comprehension? To be able to know what no one else could? Or do I wish for muscle mommy goth femboy? This is the hardest decision I've made in my entire life.
But you see, it's not that hard, because if you do wish for that, not just for yourself but for the genie as well, he will then, as a consequence of getting eternal happiness, he will be like, I shall now give you unlimited wishes, and then you can just wish for whatever your heart desires. Even though
I wish to move on to our mid-episode segment.
I cannot help you, for I do not have a muscle mommy goth femboy.
No. Too bad. Because I have the perfect movie recommendation for today.
Well, I do not care. Don't cry. What you gonna do? Cry? Shit your pants? Maybe piss and cum?
I haven't heard that in 3 years. I'm gonna be recommending The Big Lebowski.
Oh, thank you.
It's funny. It's really funny. You have to watch it. It made its own religion.
I'll go watch it. I mean, oh God. Don't do this to me. Oh man. Okay, The Big Lebowski, I'll go watch it. I'm crying a bit.
I'm just sweating from the corners of my eyes.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, I mean, you've already
I didn't
given
know the last episode would be so emotional.
Man. You've already given us an explanation of Big Lebowski. Do you want to go more in depth on it, or do you want me?
Yeah, now I'll actually talk about the movie without... It's really difficult to not spoil anything, because there's like... Every mundane point of the movie is actually really integral to the plot line, and that makes it really difficult to talk about the plot of the movie. Bless me. And thank you. And so I'll say this: in The Big Lebowski, the dude drinks a cocktail called a White Russian. Have you ever had a White Russian?
No.
Basically, it's 2 parts vodka, 1 part Kahlua, and top it off with cream and ice. And that's a White Russian. Great cocktail, really nice. I make it often actually when we're just chilling, wanna watch a movie outside, having a barbecue, making White Russians at the bar. And by bar I mean kitchen table, 'cause we're not that fancy. So yeah, that's my review for The Big Lebowski. Definitely go watch it. It's an amazing movie.
Oh, man. I'll go give it a watch at some point. I mean, I got a lot of free time coming up. Now let me think. I know I watched something good recently, but it has slipped my mind. Couldn't have been that good. So instead of that, I'm gonna recommend watching Mulan, the original animated movie. It's just such a great piece. I'm gonna go rewatch it now. Man, the little dragon guy, I think it's played by. Let me just see. I just need to remember the guy's name. You know, I'm very bad with names. Eddie Murphy. So, Eddie Murphy plays the voice of this, or the character of this little dragon companion of Mulan. He does a great job of it. It's such a great comedic character. I love him. The movie, it's a mixture of comedy and emotion, and there's nothing bad about it. Like, I can't think of one part of the movie that's like bad, or like, I don't even. It's like Avatar: The Lost Airbender, like how we spoke about it the other day. It's just, it holds up. It's such a good show that it just, I don't know what to say about it. Like, without you having watched it, it's just, it has a special place in my heart. And to those of you who have not watched it yet, because it is like one of those childhood shows that's like a must watch. I don't care about Lion King, I don't care about Aladdin, I don't care about anything but Mulan. In that, there is a great blend of comedy, drama, action. It's just a great show, or a great movie. I think there is a second one or a third one even. I don't know. I never watched those, but the first one, a masterpiece of a film.
Well, now I have to watch it, 'cause I feel like I've missed out,
You have.
and I've always heard about how good it is, and I keep seeing clips of it even now, and then I'm like, man, I need to watch this movie.
Yeah, it's hard to tell you what the movie is about. It's about the girl that her dad is sick. He is supposed to go and fight in the war against the Mongolians. It's like a Chinese. It plays off in the olden days when China was being invaded by the Mongol Empire. And her dad gets drafted into the war, but he has like something is wrong with his leg or his back or something, and he can barely walk, but he used to be a great warrior. So he gets drafted, but instead of him getting drafted, she hides herself, like Mulan hides herself as a guy. Like, she dresses up as a guy in disguise and says she's the warrior in this household. So, take So she goes with them instead of her dad to try and save him from having to go to war. Obviously, she tries to keep her identity a secret because obviously if they know she's a woman, she would have been executed and whatnot. So yeah, it's this whole story about her. It sounds like this like women power thing, but it's not. It's just it's a beautiful story of just people fighting in a war, trying to keep the peace and trying to come out alive. And the ending of that movie, I remember, was just such a great ending. Yeah, there's comedy in between. Like, it's a very comedic movie as well, obviously. And she has a cool little dragon companion. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool, man. I do like the sound of that. It sounds interesting.
Yeah,
And if the millions of people on the internet haven't convinced me yet, you definitely have.
Shucks.
While we're speaking about girls, you wanna hear something awful?
Women?
Worse.
No!
Iraq.
Damn.
They have proposed a bill to lower the age of consent for girls to 9 years old.
That is not good.
No, that's bad. That's really weird and bad.
And has it passed, or is it just...
No, but it let's be real, it probably will, but let's hope it doesn't, because that just sounds weird and bad.
Man, that is an awful situation. Why did I was so happy a second ago?
Yeah, I know.
Why would you do this? Yeah,
It's the finale.
My brain is like, it screeched to a halt. I cannot think anymore. I'm still trying to process what you just told me. 9?
Yeah, like, let's give you a real shock. When we met, your sister was 9.
I don't know, but I guess so.
I remember.
Yeah.
And that's a little girl.
Yeah.
Any 9-year-old is. Come on, don't legalize pedophilia.
Yeah, that's really strange. Whoever is in charge there... No, wait, that's not Iraq. Isn't there some place where, like, if you steal, they would chop your hands off or something? Isn't that in Iraq?
That used to be like Japan. Saudi Arabia, Iran, according to this Quora answer. Yeah. Sudan.
Okay. So it wasn't Iraq. Man, I'm very upset by this news. Well, good thing no one can go to Iraq. Or no one is gonna go there, hopefully.
It's not on my vacation list.
Isn't it like an active war zone or something?
Let's see. Nah.
I wanted to say if there was like a war or something going on and they're passing a bill to legalize pedophilia, I would have been like, man, at this point, if you have the time to do that, then there isn't really a war going on, but I guess not. There's no war going on there. That's just awful news. I think we should get a war started there.
Again?
Perhaps.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do it. Let's war Iraq again.
Yeah. Me and you, buddy. Me and you. We pull up there.
Don't know. We are the BOZO prototype super soldiers. And we are going to war with Iraq. if you would like to enlist into this army, please get your affairs in order. Um, Notify your next of kin before enlisting.
We do not have any weapons or any supplies on our side, so we will be going in with nothing.
That's right. And neither of us can speak Arab.
And also,
Oh.
neither of us have any combat experience.
Aside from fighting on the porcelain throne.
I mean, I have fought off a capybara. I mean, that counts for something.
Yeah, and I've fought off a Jack Russell Terrier. And I think those together essentially equate to killing a bear. So we have killed a bear together. And I think that is enough to disrupt the Iraqi government's foothold on their nation.
Man, I feel like a kid could go in there and beat them up because they have to prey on children, so we have nothing really to fear. That is very, very upsetting news.
Yeah, it makes me go, I want to say, when I read that, I just went, Why?
But man, isn't Japan's age of consent like 13 or something? Which is still
it's also
whack.
ridiculous. It's also disgusting.
I think they might have changed it recently.
Oh, it's all region specific. So apparently it ranges from 13 to 20 depending on the prefecture.
As of June 2020, and this is just the AI answer. As of June 2023, the age of consent in Japan is 16 years old. The country recently raised it from 13, which 16 is...
Good job, Japan.
It's higher, but
that's better.
Isn't it the same in South Africa? 16?
Yeah.
Yes. Which is horrible.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
Because statutory rape is unfortunately a thing that does happen both in Japan and in South Africa.
I think it happens all over the world, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, also true. No, that's a good point. Anyway, let's talk about something silly again before I start actually crying.
So, I think I remember this one topic I have in our chat that I forgot. I think I sort of remember it, and let me try and piece this together in my mind real quick. Teet. Calculating. Yes. So, what I think I saw is I was just busy browsing Instagram or TikTok, one of my social media apps. I don't know. It was some post about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the comments intrigued me. Or I wanted to go to the comments to see something and just confirm something, because I was like, damn, this post is inaccurate. It does not align with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Which obviously there can't be such heresy in the world. Right? And I go into the comments to confirm my suspicion. And what the post, I can't remember what exactly the post was, but I know it was something like Joseph isn't really a JoJo's, and I was like, no, that's not true. Joseph is a JoJo, like he is the descendant, not Jonathan Joestar's descendant, but he is the son of Jonathan Joestar's descendant, who.
Well, he's still descendants of Jonathan.
Yes, but just
not like immediately.
So I was like, yeah, he is a JoJo. So I went into the comment, and this one guy is in the comments busy, absolutely freaking out because he is not. He's trying to defend that he is not. He's like, no, the girl who Joseph is the son of the girl who was saved on the burning boat, and I'm like, yeah, but that girl is the wife of Jonathan's son. I don't remember his name. Um, Whatever his name was.
George.
Oh yeah, George. So George Joestar was that girl's husband, and they had the child, which was Joseph. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And the guy's like, no, so he is not a JoJo because that girl was not blood related. I'm like, that would have been incest if they were blood related. Um, because the girl that was saved on the boat was not blood related to Jonathan, and I'm like, yeah. So he quotes the Wikipedia article on JoJo's or whatever, and in the quote he's like, see, I am correct, which the quote proved him wrong, and he's like, I am correct. I'm like, how? People will quote something that proves them wrong and still think they are correct. And that is... I do not know what is wrong with humanity, but I found out something is wrong with humanity. I think people who are online permanently lose brain cells, which I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this. And that's not the only time when I have seen this. I have taken to one of my silly little things that I do is I go on TikTok, and there's a lot of these live people on TikTok who are flat earthers, and they let people come on to try and debate them. And man, I never get so... I know that's the reason why they do it, to try and get you riled up. But I'm like, how can anyone be so stupid? They just prove themselves wrong. Say, that is why I am correct, even though they have proved themselves wrong. And just continue with the conversation like they are correct. Which... I don't know. It's such a... world we live in. We live in a society, truly.
We need to get one of these flat earthers and invite them to the Bozone.
Man.
Right. But we never bring up the shape of Earth. We just start telling jokes. And we never explain it to them. We don't say anything to them. We just start cracking jokes.
Oh... Man, that would be... Man, he would find a way on how to get...
Exactly. They're gonna find a way to wriggle in there somehow. That the Earth is flat when none of us are talking about it.
Man, I don't know. It gets my blood boiling when people are so dumb. I cannot stand stupidity. If someone is... like beyond the point of saving them, I am... It gets my blood boiling. There are very few things in this world that makes my blood boil, but that is one of it. When... yeah. No, I just...
I just hate people who don't want to learn. They don't want to change their views.
That was still the funniest thing to me ever. I wish I screenshotted the guy just quoting the Wikipedia article, being like, see, I am right. And then the Wikipedia article states why he isn't right. And I'm like...
that's just... wow.
Oh.
Usually... this would be the part of the episode where I say it is time for everyone's favorite segment. But I'm not gonna. 'Cause it's the finale. We can't just stop. So I've got one more topic.
Oh yeah.
I have one more topic. And if I'm being honest, I don't really want to talk about it. Because why? I don't see the point. Except we have to, it's our job. So let's talk about the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight.
Man, now you're making me sad again. First I was angry and sad, then I was just angry, and now I'm just sad.
I don't know where to begin with this thing. Firstly, I predicted it. Because, like, everyone here was talking about, we gotta watch the fight, it's gonna be so cool. And I hit them with the Joseph Joestar coveted technique of telling them exactly what's gonna happen if they watch the fight. They're gonna dance around the ring, throwing little jabs at each other, and then the refs are gonna decide who wins. And if you haven't watched the fight, they danced around the ring, throwing little jabs at each other, and then the refs decided the fight. Spoiler alert. It ended badly.
Yeah. Iron Mike is now aluminium Mike.
We we are alive in a timeline where Jake Paul has beat Mike Tyson in a boxing match.
In some good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
Which is ridiculous, because once again, Mike Tyson is 58 years old. Jake Paul is 27. And who fights a 58-year-old man?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. He might be 58, but have you seen... So, on my browsing of social media, I got a lot of the, like, training that both of them were doing, like, just showing, like, not montages, but, like, little pieces of somebody that recorded them as they were training. Mike was going ballistic. He still looked like an animal while he was training. And he is going... So I was like, there is no way Jake Paul is gonna win this. If you saw any of the training videos of Mike Tyson. And then, like, maybe a night or two before the actual fight, the contract details came in. And I was like, Jake Paul is gonna win this. Because in the contract, for every round that passes up until the, like, final, I think the 8th round, Mike gets another, like, I think it's 4 million per round.
Oh boy.
So obviously he's gonna try and make the fight last until the last round.
Yeah.
And also, when he got in the ring, he was not even trying to fight. Like, half of the time he was not trying to fight, because I'm pretty sure he knew if he were to actually try and fight, the fight would be over in a round or two, and he would not get his payout. So what I'm thinking is, Mike pulled a Bruce Willis, which is try and make as much money before you can't anymore to set up your family for life. Like Bruce Willis, I don't know if you saw, like a couple years ago, he was acting in every second movie. Even the low budget movies, he was just raking in cash. He didn't care what he had to do. He wasn't even sure what he was doing because he has dementia. The guy is just trying to rake in as much cash before he can't anymore. And I was like, yeah, Mike is gonna throw this fight literally just for that money. And I understand it. Like, if you can set up your family or leave your family with more money, why not do it? He had to go into the ring for just that fight, and he made millions.
I know why he did it. I don't blame Mike. I want to make it clear, I don't blame Mike. If someone gave me 20 million to not fight, I wouldn't fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. But I just wish there was a different way. That's all.
Man, I don't know. I think he's still a good boxer. I just think like I don't say Jake. I don't even think that it is wrong of Jake to have challenged him because he can still beat Jake's ass if there wasn't like this contract. He doesn't want to, obviously. Like, I don't think he wants to box anymore. So to him, that did not really change like who he is. Like, he still knows if he really had to go fight, he would still come out on top. I think that is all that matters. It is quite a disappointing fight because it was set up in a way to obviously make Jake win, but it is, yeah, it is a disappointing outcome.
Yeah. And on top of that, apparently in June, Mike also had an ulcer flare up and was hospitalized.
Yeah.
And he lost like 25 pounds in the hospital, and he had to work back up from that. Which, if I'm being honest, I don't think that even mattered.
Yeah, no, I don't. He was planning on just sticking there for the 8 rounds from the start, just doing the 8 rounds to get that extra couple million for each round.
20 million, that was the paycheck.
Yeah.
20 million.
So, I think he just did it for the money. He wasn't planning on winning.
Yeah, that's why I'd watch WWE, folks. It's always scripted, but never boring.
Isn't one of the Paul brothers in WWE now? Is it?
I don't watch that WWE. I avoid those. Yeah, like Logan Paul. I don't know. They both look bland and boring to me. He's in it now. I watched like one clip of him
From what?
performing something ridiculous, which like on one hand, yeah, cool, it's something ridiculous, but on the other hand, it was so overly choreographed, it's easily one of the worst clips I've ever seen of WWE in my entire life.
From what I heard, I personally don't watch WWE, so I don't know, but from what I heard, he is actually doing quite a good job of playing his role in WWE. Like, he's not a bad, what can I say, like, he's just trying to be in there because of it, but he actually enjoys being in there, and yeah, I heard he is doing a good job on it, which, I don't know, like I said, I can't speak on it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know either, because I'm purposefully avoiding that part of the WWE. I'm still rewatching the Ruthless Aggression era videos. Which means nothing to you.
Yes, it means nothing to me. I do not. I've never watched WWE. Never really got into it.
Fair.
The
I can't blame you for
guy I know was, what was his name? I played one of the games. I don't know which one, but I think the guy I always played with was Triple H. Is that a guy?
Triple H. Yes.
Yeah, he was my favorite in the game, but I don't know anything about him other than I played him a lot.
He's wicked. Triple H is super cool. He's like CEO of WWE now.
Damn.
Or CCO or something. He's one of the executives now.
That's crazy. Oh.
He's like parts owner in WWE now.
Isn't one of the owners, what's his name? Vince McMahon? Is that his name?
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't he in like a whole lot of trouble right now on like a whole bunch of like rape allegations?
I don't know about that. I know his wife, Linda McMahon, has Donald Trump has named Linda McMahon, or nominated Linda McMahon, to be part of his office, like part of his cabinet office, or office cabinet. Secretary of Education. Why? Who knows why? But she has been nominated for Secretary of Education.
So there's a Vince McMahon sex trafficking scandal. And he's also currently in a lawsuit with a woman that is suing him because of sexual exploitation.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's all still, what's it called? Allegations, but from what I heard, it's not looking good for him.
I would believe it. Honestly, I would believe it.
Yeah, on January 25, 2024 is when one of the employees started a lawsuit against him.
Oh, it's new.
Yeah.
Well, on that terrible disappointment, I think it is now time for everyone's... No, I can't say it. It's time for the last of everyone's favorite weekly segment of the year.
I wanted to say, don't say the last. Whoa, you're stressing me out.
For the year.
Yeah.
The last one for the year. And we're gonna send you off with a bang. Tristan, why don't you go first?
Man, how about we do multiple? Because I have multiple games that I would like to recommend, and you can also take some of these recommendations if you want to recommend them for yourself. So first off, I would like to recommend Medieval Dynasty, however you say it. It is a great chilling, like such a chill game that you can just be a farmer in the medieval times. You can just create your own little hamlet, village, or whatever in medieval times, and just build up the economy, get everything running. And I mean, I don't really do a whole lot of the the logistics of the village. Like, that's Zek's specialty. I'm just in the mines. I yearn for the mines. It's such a fun game. I can't really say it's like action packed. I have had run-ins with a couple bandits, and I mean but you're not really there for the action. It's just a chill game. I love it. Build up your economy. I don't know, do you want to say a couple words on Medieval Dynasty?
Yeah, I think I should, since the parts we do are very different from each other. So, I do sort of the logistics in our little village. I manage the villagers, and I also have my little farm. That's all I do, is I manage villagers and I farm. There's also like hunting and alchemy and stuff, which I cannot tell you anything about.
Yeah.
But I really like the NPC system. I think it's super unique. And I think the NPC system is super unique. And being able to assign NPCs to jobs and give them tools and stuff and make your own village is a really cool part that more survival games need.
It's like a better Pal World, I would say.
Yeah. So now instead of me manually tending to the farm, I've got 3 NPCs doing it for me. Instead of me collecting pig shit to make fertilizers, I've got an NPC doing it for me. And setting them up is a bit tricky, it's a bit confusing, but I also skipped the tutorial, so if you don't skip the tutorial, you might be okay. But yeah, it's super cool way of doing a medieval autonomous building village thing, kinda like Satisfactory, except with NPCs and in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, and it's just a very chill. Like, there's no rush except when you have to pay taxes, which the IRS does exist in that game.
It's a really chill, relaxing game.
And I'm always, before it's tax season, I just mine so much. I make sure I have smelted enough metals to then turn it into tools and go sell the tools in every village so that I can just have enough money to pay our taxes. Because ever since we got more farmlands and buildings, the taxes just went up on our lands, and that's the only stressful part. Other than that, it is so chill. A nice, relaxing game, fun with friends. I can't see myself playing that game alone, but I know there are a bit more features in single player than in the multiplayer, so it might be worth checking out, but I mean, I'm having the most fun with friends. Yeah, and then the next game, which is probably one that you would want to recommend, so I'll let you... first you go, and then I'll see what you recommend.
No, you go first. I've got a whole thing lined up.
So I wanted to recommend Deadlock, if you can somehow get your hands on it.
If you can't get your hands on it, come on the Bozone, we'll give you a key.
Yeah, we will give you keys. It is such a fun game. It's one of the best games I have played in a while, and it is... Stop. Oh, I'm sorry, my girlfriend just got home.
I see.
And she was doing a little dancey dance in the back for you, but I think you missed it.
I did. I didn't miss it that time.
It's distracting me.
It's distracting me too. Come on,
so
we're very close to finishing. Let's power
I
through
was
this.
busy saying Deadlock. It is great game. It's basically Dota or EU League. No, Dota. It's literally made by the people who created Dota, isn't it? Valve,
yes.
Or what have you. And it's a third-person shooter, I would say. Yeah, third person, because you're not first person. A Euro shooter, but you buy items the same as in Dota. It's basically like a better Paragon. If you can still remember Paragon. And yeah, I don't know. You have been playing it more than I have, so what are your thoughts?
It's really cool taking the beloved video game genre, the MOBA, and reinventing it into a third-person shooter game while keeping the aspects of the classic MOBA and expanding on the aspects of the classic MOBA from the people who brought you the world's most famous MOBA, Dota 2. I think for how early in development this game is, it is incredible. It's really really fun to play right now, and seeing how much they want to put into this game gives me big hope for the future. I have officially retired from Dota 2. I have hung up my Pudge hook. I have uninstalled the game, and I have made a promise to myself to never download it again, for personal reasons. And Deadlock is filling the void. And it's doing so very well, because I don't feel more stressed like Dota did. I don't feel anxious or depressed or addicted. But I feel like I'm having fun with a MOBA game with my friends. And it's just good. It's good. Especially where it is now, seeing how good it can be. It is the game with the most potential on the market right now. And I really wish that for once Valve would put some money into marketing so that people know this is happening.
Man, they don't need to. It's not even released, and it's one of the most played games on Steam.
Also true.
Which is surprising. I'm gonna pull up the stats right now. It's not like the top 5 or even the top 10. I know that. It's currently 33. That's not very high, but it is a Sunday evening right now. But it's not even released yet. Like, it's not. You can't download it without a key from one of your friends who has it. And it's still 33rd on the Steam charts. Yeah. There are thousands of games on Steam, and it's still 33rd.
There is a lot of people playing that game.
With no marketing, nothing. It's literally just somebody stumbled upon it, realized, oh, I can invite my friends to play, and it's just been bouncing from person to person because it's just such a good game.
Yeah. I think it's time for me to do my thing.
Yes, do your thing.
When I said end the year with a bang, I really didn't mean it. I'm going to be listing a few games. I have not played all of these games, but I have checked out all of these games. I will not be elaborating on many of them, but I will be on a few. So let's get going. Right on the top, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, great DLC, epic game. Number 2 we got Astrobot, a really classic man, what's it called? It's like a classic Crash Bandicoot type game, third person, like running around whacking stuff. Yeah, like a platformer, a sort of PG hack and slash platformer, only on PlayStation 5. Enjoy. Next we got Balatro, which looks amazing. I have not played it yet, but I am making plans to play it very soon. It is supposedly the best roguelike of the year, so I am going to get on that very soon, trust me. Satisfactory is officially released September 10th, 2024. If you don't know Satisfactory, it's a first-person open-world survival factory building simulator, and it's really intricate and really interesting. You can build anything from simple machines to big-ass mega factories, and it's pretty fun. You should check it out. Next up, Tekken 8, continuing with the 8th installment of the classic fighting franchise, Tekken. It's pretty much the same as the previous one, if I'm being honest, but it's cool. Next up, we got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, new Yakuza game, instant win. And then Castlevania Dominus Collection, which is a kind of collection of some of the best Metroidvania, Castlevania games. like 3 of them ever released, and that's really good because I've been looking to just play these games, but I couldn't find them anywhere, and the Dominus Collection has given me an opportunity to do so. Castlevania is one of the most paramount franchises in modern gaming, and how it built up to the modern games that we are now used to. Next we have Mullet Mad Jack, which is a fun-looking FPS boomer shooter game with a really cool in-your-face art style, blending polygonal, cartoon style, anime style. It's really eye cancer and it looks really fun. Let's see. After that we've got Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Fun game. I played it. Unfortunately, I really just don't... I cannot stay into the game anymore. There simply isn't enough content for me, man. Which sucks, because it's a really fun game. I just wish they added a bit more replayability to it, beside the few co-op multiplayer we have and the PvP multiplayer we have. In Sons of the Forest, made by the same people who made The Forest, except it's a sequel and it's really good. It's just a nice fun survival game set in the forest. If you've played the first one, you know this one too. Next we have Dragon's Dogma 2. I didn't play it, but it's good. And Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is really fun. Same thing as the first one, where you have your own village, city building survival game, except it comes with the complications of living in a frozen wasteland, which is a really cool trope for the game, and it allows some really interesting gameplay mechanics based around it. And that's it. I think that's every game released this year that I wanted to tell people about again before we finish. And Helldivers 2, but that's old news.
Let's go. That was quite a lot. Yeah.
And Black Myth Wukong.
Yes.
And Senua Saga Hellblade 2. And Stellar Blade. These 3 need no extra elaboration. If you've seen it, you know what it's about, because they were everywhere.
Yeah, I think everyone knows about those games.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I have brought. And that is where we are going to end for the last time this year. Tristan, give him the outro.
Thank you all for listening. This has been Bozone episode 20, The End. Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year.
Or whatever holiday you celebrate.
Yes, thank you.
You're all welcome here.
Now it is time to list the links and cry.
You can find us on YouTube and Spotify as The Bozone. You can find us on Twitter or X and Instagram at Legit Bozone. And you can find our subreddit r/The Bozone. Thank you for listening. All those links are available on our YouTube. It has been an incredible ride. Unfortunately, the ride needs to stop. Until we see you next time.
And now weep until next year.
Goodbye.